Good morning, Scott Redler, T3 Live. Welcome to today's relaxed morning call. On Fridays, just so you remember, we do a morning call closer to 9 o'clock. It's about 5 minutes long. It's not like the Monday through Thursday extensive versions. So today, jobs numbers were out, 8:30 gross. No matter which way you look at it, even if you're constructive on the market or long the market, this and that, it's unfortunate to see what what actually the real rate is, and just the way, there are not that many jobs out there, except if you're like this crazy hustler guy that can go find the job. And I do know a lot of people coming out of college that work there, off, that can find a job if you're looking for it. It's just not very easy, and that's why we probably need an administration change, but that's besides the point. Anyway, yesterday we broke out with volume, broke out with force. Leading sectors led. S&P went to new highs, 4.5-year highs, NASDAQ 12-year highs, showing you that if you have a long-term equity plan, you are making money, or you're putting yourself in a position to make money. Here we try and focus a bit more on the intermediate trend, which has been intact since the June 4th lows, since the October 4th outside day. So with that being said, let's get into today's action. If you take a quick look here at the S&P, you will see that this was yesterday's move. Technically beautiful. You can't ask for much better than this. You have a nice tight pattern up here going sideways. We've been holding that 1395, holding it, and boom. Yesterday you had some decisions to make if you were short. You had some decisions to make if you wanted to grab quickly. But overall, since this June 4th low, here's your powerful move. You look at the home builders, XHB, powerful follow through. At this point, you probably missed some of your entries. Here's an entry, here's an entry. Now you're just getting paid and you're just trimming and trailing. RTH is powerful. That's the wrong quote there. RTH, boom. Here's your uptrend. There's your follow through. Qs also looking really good. This was hovering or above these highs even beforehand, showing you that it was getting ready to go. Powerful. So with that said, how are you handling it? Are you having a portfolio approach? Are you holding, 4 to 10 stocks with some hedges? Because we also do say that hedges are key, but 1 or 2 of them. Don't be in 7 longs, 7 shorts and make no money. Be in a directional move with the leading stocks. And we all know that Google, leading stock above 700, wouldn't really chase it here right now. Amazon, new highs, above 250 and change. Probably wouldn't chase it here right now, but if you held it and you traded it, fine, you did well. Apple, holding above 675. Perhaps it gives us that trade in the next few days going into the release Tuesday, where at 680, 681, I'll show you the chart, will be an area to get some momentum. Here is a lot of different buy prices here through this 644. Now it's hovering. It looks like it can continue to go. But the question is, will it go before the 12th or, will it wait? So here's your range. I would say, guys like myself prolong it. As long as it stays above, 670, 675, I think it'll be easy to stay with. And then above 680, 81, there it goes. Google, it's been unbelievable. Powerful, nice. This was when the Samsung news came out. You could have been a nice buyer. Here is your buy for momentum. Powerful new highs. It was above 700 this morning. We'll see where it is. Not a time to chase, but if you're trying to cute short, you're not doing so well, which comes to gold. Guys yesterday were talking to me, about how come you're still in gold? How come, were you nervous yesterday that it didn't perform, closing the highs, go with the rest of the market? I was like, no. I'm like, you have to know the difference between different types of trades. Yesterday was a bank day. Yesterday, the banks played catch up. Wednesday, Goldman Sachs had a beautiful move. JP Morgan yesterday was very tradable. We were long, we added, traded it. And yesterday, everyone was like, what's wrong with gold and silver? I'm like, nothing. The trade was to get involved in August 20th, 21st, trim and trail it, added according to patterns just because it's not off the highs. Might not mean it's a buy, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's a short. Now, GLD's up like $2.50 this morning based on the poor jobs number. You look here at the chart. Somebody was in here with these Fibonacci retracements. Let's see if I can get them off. There you go. Where this was your buy price. Okay, first move. And here's your digestion. Here's your entry again. And yes, this was a bit of just say, I wouldn't say an outside day, but a topping tail, so to speak, from a short-term perspective. Saying, okay, I would sell some. And there are probably some guys that got short there. So you look at this tail, it's just very dangerous. And now we're above that 165.78, which takes us into some, bigger resistance. I think I sold some over 166 this morning. So your next level here on the resistance side is right there at 166.75. So just so you know how I'm trying to handle this rally now, is what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to hold multiple positions because I think the market can make you money besides just trying to tick trade it. You know, in August, had a great month. You know, tried to hold 7 to 10 positions with a hedge. It worked well. First quarter, that approach worked well also. Where the second quarter was more like tactical cash flow, not holding. Anyway, you know, the way you maneuver it is you know, when the market, like today, when the number came out on the jobs report, I'm on the radio, I'm like, you know what, I'm short spiders overnight. We just pulled in 50 cents. I'm going to cover some here. Okay, just to cover some, you know, so I'm trying to sell some into strength, cover some into weakness, and then add to, you know, the stocks that are showing relative strength or the ones that are acting well and rotate some into what I'm holding and some out. And right now you can see by the virtual trade floor, you know, I still have like 6 longs and I have 2 shorts. One of them being Goldman Sachs. Guys are like, why are you short Goldman Sachs? I'm like, you know what? Goldman Sachs was, you know, showed you its power. We talked about buying it here, A lot of great trade up for people on Wednesday. Yes, they followed through, and I just think that, you know, for this, probably I just went against what I said about being cute, but I figured, you know, getting short around 113 and change into 116 will probably be better than chasing up here and buying it. So with that said, you know, we have on the price point sheet a nice 80-20 trade if you don't want to anticipate it, where if it pushes through 113.78, goes to 114.25, comes back below, you could catch a cute short. You still can catch cute shorts, and as active traders, like in the momentum class, the momentum course, you'll see that guys are going back and forth. Yesterday, there was really no opportunity for that because you had your gap and go. Today, you know, I think that there's going to be a lot of back and forth, a lot of debate about the jobs number. I think as long as we hold above, you know, 1422 to 1426 in the next few sessions, which I do think we will, and do some work above, we're going to get to our, you know, the targets of 1450 to 1470. So with that said, today a little bit, you know, back and forth. Keep your expectations down. You know, I think you can make a little money long and short. Don't abandon your positions, but trim and trail them. There's only certain times to be in a tier 2, tier 3. Lots of times just to be in a tier 1, and just make sure, you know, if you are looking to short some things, make sure you're shorting the weaker stocks, not the best in breed for a cute trade. Because if you try that, you might make some money, but you're missing out on the bigger move. And just also know, as a macro investor, you know, LinkedIn, I've been holding for the last few days, and I sold yesterday, and guys are like, oh, should we sell LinkedIn? Didn't you say 130 to 150 or 140 to 160 in the next 6 months to a year? I'm like, yeah, but I take advantage of the intermediate trends. I go, if you're a macro investor, you look at LinkedIn, you know, granted, you know, it's a great situation to take profits into a 10% move as a trader, but just say you sold it here as a macro investor, then you typically like to hold things for 6 months, a year, a few years, you know, and then after sideways movement, it goes above this 120, 121 and goes to 130. Yes, you had a great sell here, but you never got back in it. A lot of guys in Apple did the same thing. You know, if you're trying to invest versus trade the intermediate trend, yes, this was a great sell. I remember selling Apple after a nice hold right here via the 80-20 trade, and some guys sold it also and felt good, but they never re-entered here when they did the 80-20, and that's how you have to know whether or not you're going to be maneuvering ranges and trading them, or you're going to try and hold them. So guys that sold here might not ever get back in, then all of a sudden Apple turns around at the end of the year or sooner, you're up it's at 700, 700 and a quarter. You know, you had a good sell for that 2-day span, but you never got back in. So just know your time frame, know what you're looking to get out, and it's been a very busy week. You know, for investors out there, congratulations for having a plan. If you do have a plan, we talk about macro, intermediate, active. Figure out where you are, and, you know, I would say take today a little lighter.
Hi, I'm Sean Hendelman of T3 Live, where we train, coach, and mentor traders in order to help you put your money to work with confidence. The T3 Live approach is a blueprint for you to recognize, adapt, and ultimately take advantage of different market conditions. To begin your training with T3 Live, we would like to offer you the opportunity to enroll in our free 30-day online home study course. Fill in your name and email address, and I'll see you on the other side.